What's up everybody, welcome back to Crypto Daily. Today I'm going to have a look at the top 5 cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, that are going to change the world and are going to make you a lot of money. Starting out at number 5, Factom. Now Factom is one of the most boring cryptocurrencies you could hear of. It's all about uploading ledgers, land registries, stuff like that. But it has real world use cases. It is attempting to solve real world business problems by providing an unalterable record keeping system. So how is that useful? Think back to the stock market crash of 2008. A lot of people's mortgages were sold as shares on stock exchanges. Then when the crash happened and the money disappeared, the banks needed to foreclose on the homes. However, they had a tremendously difficult job ahead of them because the records that were kept for the land ownership were sold between bank to bank to bank. So what Factom allows people to do is to upload stuff like their land registry, titles, deeds, etc., photos, you name it, as PDFs, JPEGs, whatever. They upload it to Factom. Factom suppresses the data and puts it on a blockchain. Currently it uses the Bitcoin blockchain, but it's not tied to it. Should Bitcoin fail, they can move to a different one. You can tie it to Ethereum, whatever blockchain you name it. So those advantages are it can't be shut down and no one person controls it. Now, why is a currency useful? So the currency for Factom is called factoids. The factoids are what is needed to hash your data onto an existing blockchain, whatever that blockchain may be. Now, the coins itself allow security on the network because it's immune to spam attacks, or at least if you want to spam attack, it would cost you a ton of money, so people aren't going to do that. So where do I see Factom going? The fact of the matter is that Factom solves issues. So have a look at this for one of the issues. Factom lands smart city deal with China. Smart cities, Internet of Things, all of these buzzwords, Factom's right in there. I will leave a link to this if you want to read this article. Thinking back to the Sony hack in 2014, you could easily use a network like Factom to upload movie reels, scripts, really important data that hackers might want to get their hands on to the factoid network. And this video goes into talking a little bit more about that. Again, link in the description. In summation, there are trillions and trillions of use cases for factoids. The sky is the limit. Number 4 is Golem. What is Golem? Described as the Airbnb of computing horsepower. The premise is you can rent out your unused computing horsepower while you sleep, while you're away, and it can be used for a multitude of use cases such as CGI rendering, machine learning, research, and much more. How is that useful? A company like Pixar needs a tremendous amount of horsepower to render its films. It's estimated that a single frame on a Pixar movie takes over 29 hours to render. Bearing in mind their films are 24 frames a second. This is one of many potential use cases for Golem. But why is a currency useful? You would currently need to pay for the services using that currency. Similarly, you will be rewarded for using the system, or at least renting out your horsepower, in Golem. So what is the future for Golem? Well, there's a similar company to draw parallels from. That is the Amazon Web Service. Amazon Web Service looks to kind of do the same thing, except they're very centralized and you can't rent out your own computer. You can only pay for theirs. That is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and you compare it to the Golem's current market cap of 0.2 billion. That's the market it's taking on right now. Now, I'm not saying it will directly compete with them. There are a lot of things that need to happen in order for that to happen, but at least in the short to mid-term, it's been calculated that Golem could be significantly cheaper than many other render farms that are currently in existence. I will leave a link to that story down below should you want to read it. Number 3 is Neo. That should be no surprise to anyone watching this video that I would put Neo in the top 5. Neo is a similar platform to Ethereum, but with a few major key differences. Number 1, the programming language. Ethereum uses Solidity, which was developed by Vitalik and a couple other developers. And should you want to create your own coin, your own company, you would need to program using Solidity. Neo, on the other hand, will support almost all other major computing languages. Things like Microsoft.NET, Java, Go, Python, and many more. The idea is that it will greatly lower the difficulty for developers to make platforms on top of the Neo blockchain. Second major difference, Tony Tao, the CEO of Neo, will soon release Nest Fund. This will offer a global bounty to hackers who find bugs in the Neo's protocol. So people are incentivized to find them, not necessarily exploit them, because you don't necessarily need to break the law and hack, but you can go to the company, you can show them the bugs, and they can financially reward you for your efforts. The idea is that they aim to be more secure than Ethereum, which did suffer from the DAO hack. People lost $50 million. And number 3 major difference is Eastern backing. So Neo has the backing of the Chinese government, which is absolutely huge for startup companies who are not sure, or it's legal gray area. They can move in with all their capital with confidence in Neo. Now, how is that useful? We're going to be talking now about the future. Current systems of commerce are outdated and the internet is ready for an upgrade to the blockchain. We can expect a digital revolution in the years to come. Things like digital currencies, decentralized storage, secure smart contracts, the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, I know I'm hitting buzzwords, but these are huge things that are coming. Blockchain will lead us into a new digital age, displacing traditional businesses and middlemen throughout many industries. But why is the currency useful? That is a good question. It currently isn't. It has no value. It can't really be used for anything. But that's the stage that we're at now. All speculation. Potentially very good speculation. That's why I hit this list. So what do I think the future of NEO is? NEO has built up some strong momentum going forward, especially lately with the rebranding from AntShares to NEO. They have one of, if not the top blockchain development teams in China, and the list of partners are growing. And while it may take a while to steal some spotlight from Ethereum, that seems to be where we're headed. Number 2, Steam. Again, probably no surprise to anyone watching this. Steam is an aggregate social networking site where users or Steamians post original content, links, and discussions. Then users of Steam upvote or downvote this content to promote interesting content and reward the creator. As a post's popularity increases, it gains more visibility and the author is likely to receive a reward for their effort. It's a lot like Reddit, except content creators are financially rewarded for their content. And the platform, in my opinion, just looks a lot better than Reddit does. Now, rather confusingly, there are 3 types of cryptocurrencies under Steam. So the first is just straight Steam. These are the units that are actually bought and sold for actual money on the open markets. You can trade them as you would any other type of cryptocurrency or stocks and shares. Then there is Steam Power. Owning Steam Power is essentially like having a long-term investment. And that's because you can't sell Steam Power for at least 2 years. Now, if you content create on the platform, half of the reward that you earn will be in Steam Power. This strategy prevents major price swings and volatility in the open markets. Because if everyone's locked in for 2 years, you can't all sell your currency as the market starts to dip, which would certainly crash the price. And lastly, Steam Dollars, the third and final type of Steam currency. These never get diluted and they never lose their value. They are designed to be a stable currency that you can sell at any time, and the other half of the reward for your content creation will be in Steam Dollars. So how is that useful? It's social media. I don't need to tell you the power of social media by the simple fact that you're watching this video on YouTube. Imagine users getting paid for quality content on social media sites such as Facebook and Reddit. I know Reddit has Reddit Gold, but their gold is essentially worthless. So why is the currency useful? Essentially, its use is that you can convert to Steam Dollars and sell it. That's its major use case. But you can hold your Steam Dollars, which keeps the money in the network and they pay you 10% interest on it. And you can sell them at any time. Or you can exchange Steam Dollars for Steam Power. This is potentially the best way to earn the biggest rewards. So what is its future? There are decentralized applications, or dApps, that are being launched for the mobile device. These include Zapple, the Steam-powered Twitter, Steepshot, the Steam version of Instagram, and ChainBB, Steam-powered forums. They are coming for all social media platforms. They want to reward creators of good content on social media. Now, if you think of a social media creator, someone like Aaron Kraskol, who, if you don't know, makes funny videos on Facebook.
Psst. You want some tomato sauce in there, mate? See you later.
He doesn't actually get any money for the millions of views that he gets on Facebook. And I know he can get money by having partnerships with people on social media, but essentially Facebook won't give him money for uploading a video, while Steam would. And lastly, it's time for my number 1. Now, my top 5 are interchangeable. So these can move at any time. I believe all of these can make a lot of money. I think all of these have great use cases. But NLC2 is going to be my number 1. Not that it has greater use cases than some of the platforms we've already discussed, but in terms of potential to earn you a lot of money, this is the only one on the top 5 list that hasn't had a correct valuation for today's value. And what I mean by that is, for something like NEO, it seems to be priced correctly at the moment for where we are in history. We have a very exciting prospect, but no actual use cases, hence NEO being around $10 at the moment. Similarly, Factom is around $17, $18 at the moment, while it's not being used anywhere near mass market adoption. NLC2 is a penny coin. It is the only coin on here that is worth pennies. It's a cryptocurrency dedicated for fantasy sports. It's worldwide, it's anonymous, and it has less restrictions on your money. But how is that useful? A little bit of a backstory. Betting on sports is illegal in every state in the US except Nevada. This has turned people towards fantasy sports, which is considered more of a game of skill than of pure luck, and is since not subject to the same laws. The growth this market is seeing year on year is absolutely exploding, and currently is a huge multi-billion-dollar industry. Now, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin for a second, but I will relate it back to this. Bitcoin is a terrible cryptocurrency. Don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful piece of code in concept, However, it is terribly inefficient in almost all aspects. It was the first though, hence it being so important because of the network effect, which is the more people that use it, the more valuable it is. So you need to get a coin that's one of the first of its kind in order for it to really rocket in value. To actually be worth a lot of money one day, it has to have the network effect. It gets a network effect by being the first of its kind. Now, NLC is not the first of its kind, but it is the first to have a usable platform very shortly. This is again one of the reasons why NLC is number one on this list, because the platform, while imminent, is not today. It's not usable today, so the price has not correctly factored in the usability of it just yet. You can stay up to date with some of the advancements of NLC. You'll be very shortly able to use the coin and create your own fantasy sports teams. I think the NFL is going to be the first with an aim to introduce all other sports after that. You can stay up to date with the CEO, who does regular interviews on YouTube, and I will leave a link to those interviews in the description down below. But they happen on a weekly basis. So why is this currency useful? Why can't you use USD, for example? Have you tried using a fast crypto lately? It's so much easier and doesn't involve the same fees as using fiat. At least if you're not using Bitcoin. In order to keep the system super fast, it needs its own blockchain, needs its own crypto. So what is the future of this coin? I've already discussed some of that, but for example, have a look at the top 100 cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap. You will see there's a lot of them that can be used today, that the platform that they're promoting is usable. And there are a ton of them which don't have use cases at the moment. They are planning to, but they don't. The price of them is pure speculation because you cannot use them. NLC2 does not really have this problem at the moment. It is not a speculative coin. The current value is still worth pennies, but the platform to use it is imminent. I feel, this is my opinion, I feel it is extremely undervalued. This is not designed to be a penny coin. This is designed to be a multi-dollar coin. So the chances for its growth are thousands of %, much higher potentially than some of the previous coins that I've mentioned, at least in the short to mid-term. Hence it claiming number one spot. I'd also like to make a special mention to NEM, which did not make this list. Now, you may disagree with me with some of these top 5 coins. If you do, I'd like to hear your opinions, because I don't know all of the coins. I know quite a lot. I spent a lot of time researching for this video. But if you think you know something that I don't, please let me know. Now, anyone who's kept up with the financial news knows that the world is heading for a global financial crisis. This is why I like cryptocurrencies. They're a safe haven, potentially, from what's going on around us, decentralized. I think a lot of people will flock to Bitcoin when things start to go south. They will flock to cryptocurrencies in general. I think they will hold their value a lot more than some of the fiat currencies. Cryptocurrencies in general have such a growth sector in the future because of financial crises. That's the number one. There are several reasons why cryptocurrencies could explode over the next few years. Things like Alphabet returning would cause a price increase. Things like ransomware attacks increasing would cause a price increase. These are pretty bad things, but there are many reasons why cryptocurrencies in general are headed towards a bright future. You almost can't go wrong with a lot of them on the top 100 CoinMarketCap. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, would you please let me know and leave a thumbs up? I may continue to do these in the future. Let me know if you'd like to see something else, like a top 5 ICOs or anything like that. Now, before I end this video, I do need to make my obligatory, this is not financial advice and I'm not a financial advisor statement. These are purely my opinions. I am invested personally in most of these coins. I practice what I preach, but I wouldn't be sharing these coins with you if I didn't personally believe in them. Before you invest in anything, check it out, do your own research, make sure it's something that you want to go with, and don't invest more than you're willing to lose. Best of luck with your investments, guys. Any questions, please let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.